chip your nail on that last one.
My nail's doing just fine. Thanks.
Nice.
Woo!
Welcome.
Welcome back to What the Podcast. I'm Ryan.
I'm John.
And together we are
Ryan and John.
on the couch as always. Cara, Tafolla, producer. And Annie the Skovmand on the ones and twos.
What does that mean?
You know, on the ones and
On
twos.
the ones and twos.
Incredible.
Don't you even worry about it. Well, folks, happy 2-year anniversary.
Happy 2
104.
years.
Episode 104.
Pretty beautiful. Pretty beautiful.
52 weeks in a year.
104 episodes.
Every week we do an
Math.
episode. Math. 104. 2 years. Just feels like 2 years ago we were sitting right here. This room was completely empty.
It's my favorite story
That's right.
about this podcast is the first episode, the way that it was made. It was so incredible.
Let's hear it.
Well, you know, because we got together and we
Well, the picture's right there.
Oh, that's so sweet. Yeah, hold that up, Ryan, for a second.
Hold on.
There it is. Hold it up to your cam, just straight away. There it is. That's a photo from the first episode. Isn't that sweet?
It was empty.
It was
Yeah.
so
We got
empty.
together.
Maybe we
and,
should revisit that.
The whole the whole format of the show has always been like whatever's going on in the news. It's never really been like anything. We kind of go with the flow. And so the first episode was that, but I remember you and I were just gonna like wing it, and we had all of our cameras that were recording individually on SD cards, which was a nightmare.
Such a nightmare
to edit. But and then the whole time we kept like looking off to the side to Cara and Olivia, and and then the next week they were on the couch, but they didn't have mics. And then the third week we were like, we need to have microphones. And now the show is just really nothing without the
It's like a
producers.
well-oiled machine now.
Yeah, no,
It's more machine than man.
I know, it's
Twisted and
true.
evil.
I was thinking for Cara, like for 2 years you had been on doing that iPad for Sling Studio for 2 years.
Now let's see your hands.
And now your hands free.
Definitely.
Wow.
For now.
After 2
For now,
years.
for now.
After 2 years.
A producer's job is never done.
That's true. That's
everybody, anyone want to say their favorite episode?
Favorite episode.
That's definitely that one with all those jokes.
Episode. I don't know, the Christmas one
I
with
like
all
the one where Annie leaves.
Okay, all right.
I don't know which one yet, but it's coming.
It's coming and it's gonna be
Oh,
right.
Annie.
I liked last year's holiday cocktails episode.
That I was
was
thinking about that one the other day.
A classic. Notable.
What did you call yours again?
The Dirty Grinch, right?
Dirty Grinch.
The furry Grinch.
The
Dirty.
The dirty Grinch.
Honestly, we didn't think that one through. We tried
No.
4 cocktails in a matter of an hour.
Yeah.
It was
and
pretty
that
good.
Looking
Pretty
forward
good.
to it this year.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
it's
can't
coming
wait.
back.
It's coming back.
Cocktail roundabout. Whew.
I love a classic would be us the Halloween episode last year talking about how we'd get rid of a body.
Oh, yeah.
That was classic. Another classic What's the Podcast moment.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to be original, but I really just, I like a lot of the episodes.
A lot less funny, but us talking about the January 6th, thing. Do you remember that?
That was intense.
That was like our first episode that we came in and we're like talking about something serious. Because every episode prior had been like,
Yeah.
Twitter and, whatever, and TikTok.
and that was only 5 or 6 episodes in.
That was
really,
like
right.
the beginning. Well, it was January 6th. Yeah. So it was like episode 10 or something.
I think my favorite episode was which is the mirror image of this was the week of your guys when you guys got married. That was a fun one.
That's right.
Because it was like kind of like we were all excited,
Anticipation.
and you guys
Didn't
were
Ryan
excited.
almost cry?
Oh yeah,
I burst into tears on this show all the time.
you
Well, it was funny because we
There was
recorded
something-
it and it was like, we're married because it comes out Fridays and
Oh,
we got
really?
married on a Friday.
Yeah.
I don't remember that part.
That's right.
I also will say with the last episode with Olivia before she left her residency on
yeah.
the show. That was pretty emotional and fun and
Yes.
sad. It was like a good episode, and that's when you got really emotional.
Oh yeah, I couldn't handle that one. That was pretty rough.
But it also caused us to reflect, and so I think that was also
Yeah, luckily I'm just kind of like at this point, a withering hollow shell of my former self.
Yeah.
So it's like
You've been through it this
we
year.
did it, Yeah.
In decay.
Yeah.
Hence why you're wearing a headband.
I am
okay. All right.
as you can
I don't
see.
know about that, but
Yeah, you want to cut to my my cam there, John?
oh, I got
This
you.
is This is my headband.
Tell us about the headband.
I'm just letting my hair grow, so that's just kind of where I'm at. Like I'm in the
headband was
stage.
a choice.
Yeah, the headband was a choice. What do you mean?
Good. No, it's good. I'm just asking. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just asking.
He hates it.
Yeah, it kind of sounded like you hated it. The way you
That's
said
not
that.
true at all.
Well, okay, so
I love
show
your
over.
headband.
I mean,
over.
that's great. Well, guys, I mean, let's just dive right into it. A lot has happened this
A lot
week.
has happened.
And let's just rip the Band-Aid off because I know this is going to spark a great conversation, constructive conversation between all of us. Is Taylor Swift launched her ticket sales for her Eras tour this week.
Sorry, that's all I have to
Okay,
say.
I heard that there was some beef going on between Albright Entertainment and Cara. So,
Okay, hold on. Let me set the
going
scene.
on?
Go ahead.
I have a Twitter account because I like to keep the pulse on Twitter, and we'll
Right.
talk about Twitter later because
Yeah, we gotta talk about
because
Twitter.
Twitter is devolving.
Yeah,
No
Twitter
joke.
has
But
no
In
pulse.
decay.
so I always like to see what's going on in Twitter, but I don't know that I like having like a Twitter account. You know,
Okay.
like people knowing that it's like me, because then I'm like I don't want to have to follow all my friends. I'm really in it for the celebs, and all the drama.
Okay, yeah.
And so I created one that I also, the reason that it's labeled as my small business is because I also live stream stuff to Twitter sometimes.
But you don't want people to know it's you?
No, because it's like business stuff. It's not like my stuff. It's like, it's like, it's whatever I'm live streaming that day. It's like, you can also have Twitter live stream.
All right, big disclaimer. Get to the meat
Never
of it.
tweeted.
Come
I
on.
only tweet for like Potter games to get on the screen, right? But then I thought, you know what? All this Taylor Swift stuff. I'm like, I'm gonna send out a tweet. Didn't think anyone would see it.
Really?
Until,
You really didn't think I
until
would?
Karen brought it up today. But I'll tell you, she's gonna read the tweet. I stand by it, 110%.
Let's hear the tweet from Albright Entertainment itself.
The date was
I'll tell you exactly what I was doing
Yesterday.
when I tweeted it out.
One
Yesterday-
day ago.
Day being what?
yesterday was the day that
The
we got
17th.
Taylor Swift tickets.
The
Yeah.
17th.
I
The day that
have
everything was going
I
to
just
shite.
saw your Instagram story about you buying tickets for her, and then I also saw somebody who was breaking down that the next album she's doing is Taylor's version Black
speak
Forest,
now.
whatever
Get out
album
here.
it is.
Speak now.
Go ahead.
Walk out.
So Albright Entertainment, who knows who that's run by,
Yeah.
said, serious question, how many times can Taylor Swift remake her own music and all you diehards will just keep buying the same 6 albums? Scam of the century. LOL.
True. I
I
stand
did it
by
with
it.
an LOL.
I honestly, I don't know if I can stand with that tweet.
All right, it's fine.
The wording,
It's fine.
The wording gets in the way of your
Okay,
opinion.
go ahead. How?
Because go ahead and look. Can you run your show over here? I
Can
keep
you
coming
run
to
your show?
Oh, whoops. That's
I got you.
embarrassing.
Don't touch
That's
those
embarrassing.
buttons.
Oh,
He just painted it
That's
black.
embarrassing.
He painted it black. Bro.
Fade to
And we'll be right back.
Oh my gosh.
No, because she only had. Look, I'm not gonna just go to bat for Taylor Swift because my wife is a diehard fan. You know this to be a
No,
fact.
and you
know
will,
this to be a
but go
fact.
ahead.
And I will.
You're gonna get
It's
on me for the technicality
it's
of my
fairly
tweet.
punk rock of her to do what she did in regards to re-recording her albums. Like now mind you, she's got $1 billion. She could have gone on like still having, but it's like the pettiness of going, no, F you to the
Scooter Braun.
corporate studio. I'm going to re-record my own stuff and just play those and own my own stuff. Like they were trying to screw her and she said, no, like I don't play that way.
She doesn't get any money from streaming anything that's
No,
not her
I don't know
version.
about the details. All I'm saying is that alone is fairly like
badass.
it's badass. I can't pretend
Is
like
it?
it's not. Yeah, it's not because
You know how many times that's happened though in the music industry?
How many times? How many
Like,
times?
I mean, we all know the story about the Beatles. Like Michael
Yeah.
Jackson bought the Beatles rights to all their whole catalog.
Yeah.
Now, do you see the Beatles turn around and remake all of their albums out of pettiness?
they're not
No.
together.
No,
and
I mean
one
that
is
was
dead.
That's clearly a different.
But I'm just saying it's been happening for a long time. Why is it
Yes.
revolutionary for somebody to go, I'm going to remake my music and take back my power? It's like, no, this is the industry. That's how it works.
Yeah, I
you
mean,
just
so
didn't
she
read the
could've-
contract.
So she could have rolled over. That's what I'm saying. Is she could have been like, well, that's the industry. You know, like you said, like that's what the Beatles did. It's not like the
Well,
Beatles
the-
could have sat down and gone, okay, well, we're all still kicking in the industry. Like it's like that was like 10 years after the Beatles had broken up. Paul was like the sole proprietor of their catalog. Him
The
and
best
Yoko, I
part
think,
about
split
her
it.
re-recordings are specifically her old albums. They sound so much better because the
sound way better.
Like the
and I
recording
think
is better.
That's
quality.
objective or whatever.
And this gives her a chance to add on all those other songs that didn't make it onto the albums.
Yeah.
I think that's all fine. I think I'm more focused on like the why of like the actual re-recording.
So she
of
can
it.
get money from streaming.
Yeah,
That's pretty much it.
Yeah. Now,
And that she can perform her own songs.
does
under
that
her own
inherently go
name.
with the fact that she's going to make more money? Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
but why do any of it?
I don't know. I think it's kind of lame. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I've had this opinion forever, and you know,
Sure.
that. I mean,
no, and you're entitled to your opinion.
And again, the reality is that there's a market for it, so she's going to continue to do it. I mean, that's the reality. I just do. I think
hope you know
as
that
an
she
artist,
only has.
it's cheapening the brand, in my opinion. But again, I'm not a fan to begin with, so I'm the wrong target. To
She only
ask.
has 4 more, and then she's done. Then it's
but
new
she-
But
albums.
like, she could be making new music. Like, why?
She
why
just
does,
did.
Okay, then why does she need to make
Came
the
out
old
with
music?
Midnights.
She came out with Midnights.
I don't know. Like, I would probably do the same if I was like, if I had made something, you know,
And someone
regardless.
took it from you.
Yeah, and somebody
Someone
else.
didn't take it from her. She just didn't read the contract that she originally
Yeah.
signed on it. She made the music knowing damn well what she was doing. I mean, that was
I
already.
don't, I don't know.
Just getting
I don't
heated.
know.
I think that
Go ahead,
they
Amy.
did take advantage of her.
Sure,
At a
to
young
some
age.
degree, yeah.
You got to keep in mind, she probably signed that contract
13.
at 13. And so on top of that, a lot of things in the system has changed. Like Scooter Braun had nothing to do with whatever contract she signed, and he
took it
swooped
over.
in and
And he bought the rights.
He bought the rights. Where they probably never were like, "Hey Taylor, do you want to buy these rights?" They never probably she probably didn't even think about it until someone had already taken them from her.
Yeah.
I mean, it comes down to
Yeah.
like speculation for a lot of the details. I mean, the why and the who knew and was she ever given the opportunity, and like it's all shady, obviously. But
Yeah.
so I don't know. I can't really be like, oh, that's lame. Like how dare you? Like
And
now,
like,
yeah, could she be just making more art? Like one might go, okay, like F you, I'll just make a new album.
And she is at the same time.
Yeah, but you know she's very capable.
No one was expecting her to come out with Midnights. Everyone just kept thinking it was going to be re-releases.
Right, sure.
Yeah.
So this new album was a big surprise because everyone thought it was just going to be another re-release.
Right.
Let's talk about the real
The
controversy.
tea.
The ticket sales.
yeah.
Ooh, okay, so
You mean the marketing?
about
plan?
was it 2 weeks ago? No, it was a week ago where we pre-registered to
Yeah.
be in the pre-sale. So we waited no matter how long you waited, if you waited a certain amount of time, everyone was pre-registered. The day before pre-sale started, if you got a text that had your email, a special link, and the code, you were chosen for pre-sale. Now,
Sure.
only
It's a
2
thing that they do,
million-
like fan verified.
only 2 million fans
Yeah.
got a code. I was the only one out of everyone I know who got a code. Ryan signed up for it. He didn't get a code. Aislinn, Megan, none of them got codes. So it was all on me
Okay.
to get these tickets. So then we get the code. Next day, get there at 9:30 a.m., make sure everything is logged in. It was supposed to be a waiting room was supposed to open at 9:30 a.m. And then at 10, you were supposed to get into the queue to then buy your tickets. So then 9:30 rolls around, there's no waiting. So I'm on TikTok. Everyone's on live on TikTok posting like, is anyone seeing what I'm seeing? And then,
Because your For You page is fairly Taylor Swift oriented.
oh my gosh, all of it right now. I'm kind of sick of it because it's all these people who are like, this is my problem with Ticketmaster right now.
So
So then we get on and then 10 o'clock hits, nothing is happening. There's error 505 code pages popping up. And then Ticketmaster comes out saying, we've delayed all West Coast sales till 3 p.m. to
Like
fix
hours
all
later.
because they learned from the East Coast and everyone else who was buying tickets that things were going wrong and people were going in queues and they would refresh their page and it would kick them out immediately and all these things. So they needed more time. So then went back on at 3 and it worked just fine.
Yep.
On our computer, it went straight into the waiting room. It went to the queue
They were anticipating 2 million users to
with a pre-sale
This
code.
is what Ticketmaster has said now. They were anticipating 2 million users to buy tickets
Yep.
in the pre-sale.
Nice.
And they had reported 14 million
people on the site.
People on the site. Now that's and they've even come out and said that includes bots too, which is like the
Probably
whole other big problem with these ticket selling things. But
Yeah.
it's like, why wouldn't you, if you knew there was going to be such a big release, like why wouldn't you do any sort of prep on your
she
internet?
hasn't had a concert in 4 years. You know how big she is. You see her sales. She's on the top like 10 in the charts. And you gave everyone a code.
Like why? I mean, if not to just get in the news, why would you not like?
So we get
Be
on
prepared for that.
and then I have to leave for work, so he has to take over. But when we joined the queue, there was a hack that I saw on TikTok that you could check the code. So I went to like the page information and went to the code line. I was number 19,807 in line. And then I left and immediately it like went all the way down. And so the big thing that I think, the biggest problem I think there was they didn't have us put in the code that we got until you checked out. So anyone could be on the site.
So what was the problem? Like I don't understand what the T was. Like,
Well, the T was that everything was getting sold out. People were waiting in these queues for so long, and then it'd glitch. And the minute they got in, all the tickets were sold out.
yeah, it's like, why wouldn't?
But they sold to somebody.
Today, the Wall Street Journal came out with this article about Taylor Swift, announcing that Taylor Swift cancels Eras tour ticket sales due to general public after Ticketmaster glitches.
Yeah,
so it was
they
like
did
the
that
glitching
today.
was so bad that she literally just like pulled all sales from the site.
And public sale was supposed to be tomorrow.
Yeah, it seems like the right move.
Does it? I mean, that's kind of
No, I'm
ballsy.
just kidding. I'm
then,
totally messing with you.
And the Ticketmaster CEO is like totally under
First
fire.
of all, I mean, while we're going on the record, like, fuck Ticketmaster. I
Yeah.
mean, like,
Yeah, and that's a huge thing too. Is there
Where was the person who said we should have a page where you put in the code and it takes you the pre-sale?
No, I'm saying
my problem.
The problem is that this company has a monopoly on ticket sales. Like they're the only ones that, and now it's funny. I'm sure they'll take a good look at it now and go, well, maybe they're not so capable of selling this many tickets. But the whole thing is they have the infrastructure, the ability to sell X amount of tickets to potentially millions of fans. And it's like, you know, and they allow bots to come through and buy up their pre-sale stock. And
Yeah, it's so funny because you go to a specific page nowadays and it has that like bot test where you have to select the photos of certain things to make sure you're not a robot.
Bots are too
Right.
smart for that now.
pictures of
I'm like
traffic
a light.
lights.
why isn't that implemented? You know what I'm saying? Like there are not even that. That's probably like a rudimentary option, but there are ways to like, you know, block that. And I was just also saying when we were you know, seeing some of this stuff is like, how are we in 2022 and we haven't figured out how to like host a ticket sales site? You know what I'm saying? I know Taylor Swift's like a big name and there's millions of people, but I'm like, we're in 2022, you know?
Yeah.
That's what I'm about. Like, you really didn't think that like that many people were going to potentially, like, they didn't run any logistical numbers to be like, oh, we could potentially have multi-millions of people on this site right now. Like, we're not capable
Like, it's
of
a
that
stadium
from an infrastructure
tour.
side.
It's already going to be huge for one stadium.
Absolutely.
And
like multiple thousands of
She
people
has
on
like
each one.
45 shows or something, like 30 shows or something.
It's like probably pushing millions of people.
Yeah.
And that's why I don't really understand how we're still having this problem. Again, I understand that Taylor Swift is like this mega artist, but she's obviously not the first. I mean, Elton John can sell out stadiums, and you don't hear about his website crashing. It's like I'm
So that's where the guerrilla marketing comes in.
That's where I think it's a marketing thing because I think they either Taylor's team knew that Ticketmaster couldn't handle it and knew it was going to be drama because they're also so quick to pulling out of Ticketmaster. Like, wait, what? Like, who says you can even do that? You know?
I think a fair amount of like the machine does it for them too. I don't know if they necessarily planned that. Like, I think they're just really good at getting, you know, I think the fans do that in like maybe unintentionally too, but like feed this whole hype beast that is the Taylor Swift fan base. And so once that happens, it's like they're just like, yeah, you know, it's cheddar off the top.
So
like,
big because it was a pre-sale and it was so like special that you got a code.
No, because every artist does that pre-sale.
That's what I'm saying.
They do that
is
for
like,
Coachella and
It's
they,
true.
everything.
I know Taylor Swift's big, but again, there are plenty of artists that are just as like popular and big as Taylor Swift that do this without incident.
Yeah. Yeah,
So that's what I'm
absolutely.
saying. Like, I don't. Again, I'm not sure. Like, if Ticketmaster was in the loop, or it sounds like maybe they weren't, because if the CEO is getting under fire, then maybe they weren't.
But he's always under fire, though.
I think Taylor Swift's team was like, to some degree, going like,
Let's
okay,
nuke it.
let's create some hype.
Let's break
because
the
again,
internet.
the cues and all this pre-stuff.
I don't know.
It's like,
There's
really?
there's literally there's talk of them canceling every single ticket
That's
right
what
now.
she wants now. She wants that.
Why?
She wants that.
She's
kind of-
sold
that
out
kind
a
of
lot
talking
right
about
now.
it. And it's scarcity now. So
Yes.
now when I get the chance,
That-
I'm buying
that I
6
track.
tickets, not 3 tickets.
Well, 6 was
Totally.
the maximum.
Absolutely. And so maybe not everybody did that. But now it's like once you reset it, okay, everybody gets their money back. Let's try this again. Then every person that jumps on is like, ooh, maybe you're right. Maybe I'll buy 1 extra ticket, or maybe I'll buy 2 extra tickets.
and I'll sell it online because they're selling for $17,000
Why wouldn't you
now.
think that first, though?
Because
I think everyone knew to do that.
no, not necessarily.
Hence why there's a 2-ticket minimum.
I mean, you don't just do that for any show. I wouldn't do that necessarily for even an artist that I like. Just buy extra
So
tickets.
they had the pre-sale with the code, and then
Sure.
That's what I'm
it
saying.
was
All these
supposed
hoops
to
doesn't
be.
make sense.
It was supposed to be 10 a.m. was the code, 3 p.m. or 2 p.m. was the Capital One credit card.
Yeah.
So a bunch
See?
of people opened this credit card
See?
to have a code, which
See?
is crazy.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
they're
I'm beating
partnered
into
with
it.
Capital
No,
One.
I'm just saying this is all
so
an
then
elaborate.
that got pushed
marketing.
until today at 3, which I think that went through, and then tomorrow's general public.
Look,
got
I want to
canceled.
believe that it's a conspiracy. I do, because it seems that way, but I feel like there's also a fair amount of like, you couldn't pay like to have something like that happen, like I guess you could, like Ticketmaster would never be like, oh yeah, kick us back a few $1 million and we'll like take the hit. Like I think it probably just happened, and it obviously benefits Taylor's team because they're like, oh shoot, yeah, now everybody in the world's talking about it right now. I think it's just like a serendipitous thing, but
Maybe.
but I don't know. There could be a
I'm just
mastermind
saying.
behind the whole thing.
Like I just want to point out there are a lot of artists out there that are doing stadium tours that, like I said, Elton John, like he just sold out every stadium in America or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And
we talked about Harry Styles last week. Like Harry Styles
does
did,
it.
He didn't do stadium tour.
Really, he did 20 nights at the freaking Inglewood
Madison Square
Forum.
Garden.
He
I know,
did
but it's
Madison Square
not
Garden.
a stadium with
Okay,
however many people on one night.
He's
Wait,
doing
he did
multiple shows. He didn't. No, he didn't.
Where did he do
Petco
in
Park.
San
He did
Diego?
the Inglewood Forum.
He did the
He
Forum.
played Sports Arena. But that was last year's tour. This year he way amped up his shows.
But that's what I'm saying.
It's comparable.
Is Harry Styles, as we know, that sells out.
Yeah.
You don't ever hear
Absolutely.
about Ticketmaster
No
or
problems
somebody
up until
failing.
now.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think Taylor's team, whether or not it was intentional, they made a grave error. Like somebody messed up, and I think it's probably on both sides to some degree because. Ticketmaster was never meant to host her tickets, and somehow they got the contract and it went awry.
I thought she
has her own ticketing company, and they went through Ticketmaster.
I thought she went
this
through
time.
StubHub or something. Or
No, people were reselling tickets that they got on Ticketmaster on StubHub.
$17,000. Yeah, crazy.
I saw 24,000.
Yeah,
that's excessive.
well, that's what I'm saying. Is like,
would anyone pay that? Even like the craziest Taylor Swift fan, would they really? If you were a
yeah,
multi-millionaire,
diehards
maybe?
would.
Who's that?
Diehards.
Yeah,
Diehards.
yeah.
No, don't say
And when
yeah.
and when Speak Now
I don't
comes
know.
out,
People would.
Speak Now
Because here's
too.
the thing.
The
Here's
return
what
of
you-
Speak Now.
Taylor's
Here's what you gotta
version.
think about. This is our last chance to have a concert, which with the music that was our childhood.
With
Like,
Taylor
from-
Swift, she's not going to do any more concerts.
No. From
This
she'll
is
do-
called
she'll
it's
do,
called
like,
the Eras Tour, so it's all of her songs.
her whole
She's
like,
making you guys think that she's
Well,
not going to do her songs
but
anymore.
listen, if she goes on tour
No.
again, she'll be touring an album where
Yeah.
maybe she'll throw in a couple of
True.
her old stuff, but like the whole point will be she is touring this album,
Which is Midnight's, right?
No. What this tour she's doing is all of her old stuff.
Yeah, she'll
So
never
it's-
probably perform them again, huh?
You're not getting it. It's like it's a concert dedicated to
I'm
it.
just messing with you.
I'll kill you. I put it on the record. I will kill him.
I'm just kidding. I'm joking.
So,
kind of.
We did get
crazy,
6
okay,
tickets.
guys?
We did get 6 tickets.
Wow.
We did get 6
Who are you
tickets.
taking? Probably you're probably gonna kill. You're gonna have to hold
no,
auditions.
We have everyone. I told you I was
John?
in charge of everyone.
Welcome
I'm
to
in.
the team.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't go.
John doesn't have a ticket.
I wouldn't go.
No, he wouldn't dare. He wouldn't dare.
So who made the roster?
Yeah, let's hear it. Who made the roster on your
You
side?
too.
Oh, you're not announcing it
Aislinn
yet?
and Megan and look, to be honest, I'm shocked I even got a seat on this roster.
Yeah, I'm
I've been
surprised
hearing
too.
about it for weeks.
It's 'cause you
about,
bought 'em.
Oh, me and Aislinn and Megan, the girls are gonna go. I'm like, oh,
So, Cara, who's on the seats?
Well,
I wanna hear it.
one of them is
a secret.
a
secret.
Oh, it's a surprise.
One is a surprise gift to somebody.
one is a surprise.
Okay.
But
All right.
Aislinn, Megan, me, Tyler, Ryan.
That's so fun.
Wow, that's sweet.
Yeah, barely. I feel like I really got my number picked.
So,
on this
can I
one.
ask how much you paid per ticket?
They were
Wasn't bad.
$130 each.
Oh, that's not even bad.
And you know how much of that was in fees? $26 times 6 was
Quite a bit of it.
fees. For what? For freaking Ticketmaster being stupid.
Yeah,
But you got them, so
I'm
they
with
worked
you.
for you.
I'm with you
I
on
know.
that.
that's
I
not
know.
even
Hey,
bad.
Wait, are they
I
going to
can't
get
complain.
canceled though?
I love
thought
Ticketmaster.
I
they're
hope
canceling
not.
all of them.
I hope not.
So you might not have them anymore.
So
I don't know.
hey, who's to
Dang.
say?
I truly don't
Damn.
know.
I think that would be a stupid thing to do. I don't think
I
they'll
think
do
it
that.
would be too.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, it sounds
'cause
like
who
they're
would that-
canceling 'em.
Who would
Listen,
that benefit though?
This
like,
world is crazy now, though.
They just need
Stupid
to try and
things happen left
cancel.
and right.
They need to try and cancel the resellers.
Well,
Cancel them.
well, that's
They
that's a
can't.
whole other problem though. Like
They can't.
one person jumping
It's
on
awful.
and buying. Like you don't even have to be a bot. I could do that. I could turn around and resell my tickets right now.
I would actually.
Yeah, I mean you could, right?
Okay,
Like you could
In
sell.
fact,
them-
hold on, take
sell
your
them
one
Wait a
ticket.
minute. Sell it for 17,000.
17,000.
This person tweeted for Friday show, which we're going to.
Okay.
Almost every single section is for sale on StubHub. Tell me again, it was all fans that got tickets.
Yeah, no, I mean that's again
Again-
StubHub because I'm
But
fully
also,
against
you could
ticket
have
companies.
sold it to a fan, and once the fan realizes they can get 4 times as much, I mean, how bad do you want to go?
That's the unfortunate thing. Is like
Yeah.
how can any
once
business
you realize
organization
that
can't.
this concert ticket could pay off your
Ticketmaster
car.
said the staggering number of bot attacks as well as fan demand drove unprecedented site traffic, resulting in 3.5 billion total system requests, 4 times our peak.
Yeah, I mean
4
I don't know.
times.
Again, I'll say
They'll-
though, like
they'll
why,
say
why
anything.
aren't they prepping for
That's
that?
absolutely.
Exactly.
They'll say anything.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They
Like,
should have prepped.
they had a that's what I'm
They had
saying. That's what
months.
doesn't make any sense. Is somebody is clearly just like, oh, the ticket sales are happening on Wednesday. Oh, it'll be
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah,
Like
totally.
what?
But it's like
She announced this tour, what, 3 months
Taylor,
ago?
Taylor
Cara's
Swift doesn't
tour.
care. She's like, hey, I don't care if a bot
No,
buys it. I
but
don't
the
care
second
if
a tour is announced, you should be
a
getting
little
your
old
site
grandma.
ready.
No, it's not Taylor's site. It's she sent her
I'm
team
talking
sends it
about
off to.
Ticketmaster. I'm talking about Ticketmaster.
Ticketmaster.
I'm just saying.
Listen,
Taylor Swift don't care.
Speaking of sites that are messed up,
Oh,
let's hop
good
on
transition.
over
Nice.
to that of Twitter.
Bum,
My old
bum.
friend.
Your old friend Elon or your old friend Twitter?
My old friend Twitter.
Hello.
Dude, Twitter is the
Listen.
Wild
Hello,
West
girl.
right now.
Twitter's- we're-
I love it.
I think we were talking about this at dinner tonight, and I think Ryan's right. We're gonna see the death of Twitter.
I said that. but-
Here's
Elon Musk.
one
Right.
tweet.
We're gonna
2
see the
hours
death
ago,
of Twitter.
Elon Musk tweeted, "How do you make a small fortune in social media? Start out with a large one."
nice.
You know
You know
Elon
what?
Musk-
This is the most recent
Classic.
tweet I saw. This is from someone. This is called from Alex Cohen
Okay.
Go ahead.
with a blue check mark. It doesn't really mean anything.
Doesn't mean anything.
No. It means
I was
nothing.
laid off from Twitter this afternoon. I was in charge of managing badge access to all the offices. Elon just called me and asked if I could come back to help them regain access to HQ as they shut off all the badges and accidentally locked themselves out.
Nice. Nice.
That's classic.
Well,
And he
so
did. He probably
Elon-
did though, right?
Elon Musk, the like
Yeah, he went
realty
back.
is
They
Elon
paid
Musk
him.
sends out this huge company-wide email after laying off a ton of people, and basically said to the people left, either you agreed to work insanely hard in insanely long hours, or like take your severance and leave.
Yep.
It's,
And they had to decide by I think Friday.
yeah. Honestly, that's kind of upsetting
It's extremely upsetting
because we're like, I feel like
In this age, I'd be like, give me my severance.
in this
Goodbye.
day and age too, I really feel the culture shifting into a more healthy work environment. I know that sounds weird, but
no, 1,000%.
You know, I do see companies being like more realistic about, okay, like we're not going to overwork our people.
Yeah.
We're going to, you know, and I love seeing that change. But then, but the problem with Elon is if when he's doing this is like, not only is that going to affect Twitter, but then all the other social media companies are going to go, oh, Twitter got away with it. So now we can start overworking our employees for less money. And it's just going to like trickle out that way.
I don't think he's getting away with anything. I think we're seeing it happen in real time. Like this billionaire came in and bought this platform and he doesn't know how to run it. And it's like just grounding this whole thing like into the ground. Like,
yeah. So one of the stories that I told you guys at dinner that I'm going to tell you is you can now, we talked about this on the show. You can now buy a blue check mark for $8.
Yes.
So don't go buying one because Christmas is coming. But
right. Thank you.
Yeah, Ryan's big gift to us.
What somebody did was they built a profile, bought the check mark. They mirrored like a really huge pharmaceutical company, and they tweeted saying, as of right now, insulin is now free through our company. So everyone started freaking out because they started calling the company, being like, I want my free insulin.
Just to clarify, this was a random person made this account.
And insulin is like a big topic right now in the pharmaceutical like industry because it's like one of those things where diabetics, like you need it to live. And so, and the guy found out, the guy who has the patent on the formula for insulin made it free to the public. The patent, meaning you don't have to pay to make it. You just have to like buy the supplies to actually make it.
Right.
So these big pharma is all still running the price on it high.
Of course.
So they did that, and the company comes out and says this is a fake account. Insulin is not free. Ooh. And they lose $1 billion in their value in one day, and it was staggering to see
like
their
stock sell-offs.
Stocks. Oh yeah, their stock price went like down, and they basically estimated that the company lost about $1 billion in value because everyone, and it wasn't because of the tweet, the original insulin tweet. It was because of their public statement. Everyone's like, well, screw that. Like I'm selling.
They
my
could have
share,
totally played it off and not addressed it.
And that's what I was telling you guys at dinner. I think the company handled it wrong. But this is an example of what can happen when a social media is kind of opened up and made a little more free range.
Well, I mean, I think shame on us because maybe not shame on us. I think it only has that power at the moment because of how the president used it last, term or whatever. What do you call it? The last president we had.
Oh, you think this goes back all the way to Donald Trump?
I think it goes all the way back to Donald Trump because every time he would jump on Twitter and make a statement, a presidential statement, it's like that was in the news. And I feel like Twitter holds so much power because it's like direct from, companies or direct from a person. And like, I don't know.
Do you
like,
remember when Ted Cruz had one of his interns reposted porn?
Yeah, he had it in his liked tweets or something.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh
liked
gosh.
it, like this porno.
No way.
And it took a while for people to notice it, but it was someone was on Twitter and just like forgot that they were logged into his account.
Yeah.
Someone is fired.
Oh, big time was fired.
It's just, I feel like it's like held up so highly esteemed now for some reason. You know what I mean? And I feel like other social media platforms kind of have that, but I feel like Twitter is like the number one right now of like, because anyone can just jump on and, like I said, like celebrities, politicians, whoever.
And it's so funny because there's like 1,000 instances of these people who are making blue check because we haven't, everything else is blue check in the social media world. So when you see a blue check, you assume that they're verified. That's what it used to mean. And for most social medias, it still means that. So that's the problem with the blue check is, you can create an account, pay $8, and you automatically
like you really want to be so
following.
Different. just be the same as all other social media accounts. Don't try and be
different. That's what I'm saying. Like I don't know if Elon.
Like, what's the best way to make money out of this?
I don't think he even thought about that. I think he bought it strictly for the notoriety. Like the crazy billionaire, I think I can do anything thing. Like that's what he's doing.
Yeah, but what stupid person told him to do the blue check thing? Like really?
Who did I text? I texted one of or I sent one of you guys a message saying that like he's like kind of fulfilling his supervillain arc.
Totally.
Like,
You
Totally.
texted our group chat.
right? Because he starts with the space thing, and it started.
He's
It was
psycho.
cool, you know.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, this is kind of cool, you know. This is like, you know, kind of breakthrough, like fun, like space. And then all of a sudden, he like buys a social media company, and you're like, well, that's kind of weird. And now he just like is starting to look like this villain. Like all of a sudden, he's gonna come out with some super suit and just be like, I'm gonna take over the
centralize, you know,
Yeah.
world. You know, I don't know.
superpowers
It's
or
crazy.
something.
I just think we're gonna also see the end. Like, I think he's burning too bright right now, and we're gonna see him crash and burn in every aspect.
Right.
I hope so.
I think Tesla's gonna.
I
ditch
want
him.
him to,
Really?
yes, I want him to
Yeah,
crash and burn.
I don't know.
I don't know if Tesla would go the same way. I think,
No, I think Tesla would ditch him. I think Tesla would like.
yeah, because
cut
he's.
him out.
But I feel like
Technically,
he's
not a part
so.
of Tesla.
But I feel like his like whole persona is so closely connected to the company.
That he
Like that was the
doesn't-
whole thing for a while. Like
But I think-
every time he would tweet, like the stock would go up of Tesla. Like that whole run back
think-
last summer or
Well,
something.
he already like doesn't accept a paycheck from Tesla, so he's not on their payroll. So I think that there's an aspect where like maybe they're starting to like be like, I don't know. I think we're gonna see Tesla's gonna ditch Elon.
The rise and fall
Twitter's
of
gonna
Elon Musk.
fall.
But
I think
he
we're
still
gonna-
owns a pretty good amount of like in stocks at least in these companies. So it's
Yeah.
not like he's going to go away entirely. I mean,
I think we're gonna see. I think we're. Gonna
I don't know. I
see
can see it. I'm with you on that.
We're
I
gonna see
think
the fall in our lifetime. We will see the fall of Elon Musk.
I mean, he's going to die before
Also-
we
we
die.
saw the fall of Vine, so
We
you know
saw
it could happen to
if
anybody.
It can happen to Vine. It can
Any
happen to
social media.
literally
Twitter.
anyone.
Yeah.
I
imagine
saw
Twitter going
this
away?
TikTok. Speaking, I'm sure we'll also see the death of TikTok one day.
I'm sorry.
What was that?
A lot.
What did you say?
That's a different side of TikTok.
I'm actually not on that side, but it
I'm
sounds like
actually
maybe
not
you
either.
are.
Death of TikTok.
death of
FYP,
TikTok.
if you know what I mean.
But I saw something, and it was like, remember when billionaires used to like make public libraries and parks, and now they just want to freaking try to go to space on their stupid rockets.
I know you're not trying to gaslight me into liking William Randolph Hearst. I'm sure you're not.
No, but at least no. William Randolph Hearst is not a part of that. But like you
No.
look at the like the people who had monopolies
Balboa
back in the
Park.
day.
Yeah.
Balboa Park.
Like you
Who
look
built
at,
Balboa Park?
Yeah, that guy had slaves,
That
didn't
guy-
he?
oh.
John Balboa.
listen. I'm not
Did he?
saying they were perfect, but at least they used their $1 billion to like give back to the community, not freaking
Yeah,
build
after
a penis
amassing
rocket.
it from the backs of other people, sure.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm not saying what they did.
You're
is
defending
perfect,
them.
but
You're
I'm also
defending
saying,
Oil
but I'm not
money barons.
Let me say this.
Let me say this one thing.
Let me say this.
I'm not defending
Let me
how
say
they
this.
made their
The
money.
turn of the century
I
was
am
built on strong
I
men
am defending how they
that built
used it.
libraries.
And I'm not. And what I'm
Totally
trying
respectable.
to expose is like, why are we like just being like, yeah, people make $1 billion, Jeff Bezos, and then they try to go to space, Elon Musk sending his Tesla into space, that's just what billionaires do now.
Who was the
It's
last
like,
good billionaire, you
God.
think?
I want to say, I guess maybe
John
Bill
D.
Gates.
Rockefeller?
Bill Gates.
Bill Gates?
Bill
You
Gates. Ugh.
On the scale that we have now, I would say he's
You
probably
wanna
the
try
last
again?
good one.
I don't know.
I'm not sure.
Not sure about that.
I mean, yeah.
he was kind of rough in his early days, though.
I'm not saying he's a good person. I'm saying in the scale of billionaires,
Built
our last
libraries for the Commonwealth to read.
he has done the most with his
This
billions.
is the best version.
Had a lot of public service projects that he worked on.
It seriously sounds like
printing press.
an old news station.
Just so blown out.
The printing press
Get out of here.
was a public work by William
saying.
Gates.
We need to get back to community.
Yeah.
We're
Sure. So how you
I,
gonna do it?
so I'm on Forbes right now, and this is a list
That's
of
probably
the
real.
most generous givers.
Okay,
Taylor
let's hear it.
Swift's
Number
on there.
one.
William Randolph
Warren
Hearst,
Buffett.
number one.
Okay, yeah, he's cool.
His
probably the
net
last good
worth
one.
is
That guy
115 billion,
How does he suck?
and his lifetime giving was
Nice.
46.1
yeah, wait,
billion.
hold
Go
on,
ahead.
Brian. Go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
Tell
No,
us.
who's
no,
number
no,
two?
I want to hear why you
Was
think
that
he
number one?
sucks.
No, just like I feel like just the billionaire in general sucks. Like the idea of the billionaire.
Well, yeah,
Like,
they give so they get taxes
Listen.
back.
look, we've talked about it
it's
before.
Ryan
You
hates
only
the
you
upper
only
class.
amass a certain amount
really
of
is.
money by being a ruthless, cutthroat
you have to be
bastard.
kind of an
like
asshole.
I feel like that's just like a given.
And
Okay.
then number two is
We'll let it slide.
somebody that
Thank
he
you.
co-founded the Giving Pledge with, Bill and Melinda Gates.
Bastard.
Suck it.
They've
They're
given
divorced now. Isn't that
Suck it.
sad?
Melinda, yeah, Bill and
Big
Melinda.
whoop.
it. Bill
How much do they
Gates.
give?
They've
All of it?
given their lifetime giving so far has been 33 billion
Bill with a B.
with a B.
Bill-
Dang,
Bill-
dude, that is
Damn, that's actually
crazy.
good.
Is that like his whole entire wealth or no?
No, but didn't he?
Oh,
He did
300
pledge
billion.
something.
So
This
10%.
person-
So he gave 10% of his entire
no,
wealth.
he
That's
like
great.
pledged the like.
This
rest of
person, his
earnings.
source
Here
of
we go,
wealth, his name's
descending.
George Soros.
Chop chop.
His source of wealth was hedge funds.
Okay.
His net worth was only 8.6 billion, but his lifetime giving was 18.1 billion.
Side projects.
So he gave a lot more
Meh.
Ponzi
than he
schemes.
made.
Pass.
And then it's Michael
Drug dealer.
Bloomberg, Mackenzie Scott.
I'm also starting to realize
ahead.
that the key to wealth too is also remaining anonymous. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Oh, yeah.
like being a famous billionaire is way harder than being just like a billionaire that nobody knows.
Sure.
about, you
Oh,
know?
yeah, totally.
And I realize that's probably hard because
I mean, we rip
rich
into
people.
Taylor Swift when she's using her private jet, right? We rip
my
into
gosh.
the Gates when they're using their private jet.
Do you want to know how much Jeff Bezos has given back?
Think about, I don't
$2.
know.
Fuck that guy.
$17.
Pretty close.
he gave everybody an extra
His
hour.
net worth is 184 billion.
Yeah.
That's way more than anyone else on this list.
Okay.
He's only given 2 billion back
Oh, there
to
you go.
His
environment,
wife-
education.
His
and
ex-wife
all.
is giving it away like it's water.
Good.
She
Right
is
on.
like,
Go girl.
I read an article, but she was talking about how hard it is to give away money, which I thought was kind of weird. But
Lot
I
of
think
red
it
tape.
is. Yeah, there's a lot of like. There's
Yeah.
a lot of strings attached.
It's just so heavy.
It's just so hard to have money.
It's just so
it's just
hard.
like so hard to
You
decide
wouldn't
where the
believe
money
how
goes.
hard it
you
is
know?
to give away this money.
It's just so.
I'm just like, fuck you. Like, literally, shut up.
Wait, let's talk about for a second.
Yeah, go ahead.
The fact that like what she just said about Bezos.
Yeah.
$186 billion.
Billion.
And
Yeah.
he's giving away
Two.
two.
Billion.
Two.
What?
Fuck him.
Give it all away. I say.
Scumbag.
Give it all away. Literally,
Oh
like,
my
what else is
gosh.
there?
You can literally like that amount of money is so astronomically big. Like cure cancer, dude. You can
Literally
just
do it.
You
Like,
could
just do it. And he probably did. That's why I'm like,
And that's
what
why
you're
he'll
saying,
live
like,
forever.
He's
all
waiting
of
for the patent to
like,
come through.
being a
Wait.
celebrity billionaire, like, think
Wait.
about all the shady shit that happens behind closed doors right now. Like
There's
there's.
Nick Cannon having 12 kids. To,
Oh
like,
my
cure
God.
Oh my
cancer.
God!
That's
There
right.
you go.
Yes.
Let's get into that.
Yes, he did
Okay,
have another
so
kid.
walk me through this conspiracy,
So this
Annie.
conspiracy
So Nick Cannon
is-
he's
Nick-
racked up 12 children
Nick
now at
Cannon
this point.
Has had he announced the birth of his 5th child
Uh-huh.
with the 5th
Yesterday,
different woman.
right?
Yeah, like
Or
his
2 days ago?
5th different baby mama of this year.
Wait, so this is
year.
child number 5 of woman number 5.
Of this year.
Oh,
Yeah.
Insane.
Kinda cool.
And so people are like, people are kind of. So
You
now
think they're
he's on
just
his-
polygamous? You think they're just all together?
now here's
So
the
he's on his
conspiracy.
12th kid. This is his 12th kid.
How?
And he
Why
literally-
would you ever
so then
want that?
everyone
Let me
was
tell
like,
ya.
Everyone was like, why? Like at this point, like seriously, like what? Like
I only got the
Why wouldn't
conspiracy.
you-
I never knew about the
why
normal
wouldn't
side.
why wouldn't you get like just like a vasectomy at that point?
Yeah.
Like there's no way, and it's
Is
also
it an
Nick
accident?
Cannon. There's no
Is
way
it an
he's
accident?
making
For it? It's
not an
enough
accident.
money to
No.
support these
No.
kids. Then the theory comes out
Yep.
that it turns out he has lupus, which is like a documented thing. He has a lupus, and one of the
Isn't that what Selena Gomez
treatments-
has?
Yes.
One of the treatments from
celebrities do.
lupus is using stem cells from newborn kids
It's like build up
to
your
tr-
immune system,
to
right?
treat your lupus.
Stop
Yeah.
it.
So he's
And
having
so
kids.
now the theory is that
He
he's
has all
having
these. He's
Because
all
you
these
can
stem
harvest
cells.
stem
Having-
cells from the umbilical cord, right?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
he's having these kids. They like now the
To
theory,
cure
the
his lupus?
Well, it's just to treat it, so
Oh,
that
treat
he's
it,
gonna
yeah.
continue to have kids
Stop.
forever to help treat his lupus.
you imagine?
And like,
Wait,
it's
for a
all
second.
the conspiracies that these girls are in contracts with him to like
For a
produce
second.
a child.
I'm so ready for you to play devil's advocate, John. Let's hear it.
No, I wasn't
That's
gonna play devil's
badass.
advocate.
You love it?
No,
Now
I was
hold
gonna
on.
say
Now
is-
hold on.
what I was
Great
gonna
idea.
say was he's a businessman. No, I'm just kidding. No,
To be a billionaire,
No, I-
you have to be willing to bet
you
on
have
it.
Look.
to invest in what you're passionate about. And,
And he's passionate on living.
Babies.
being
I was
alive.
gonna
Stem
say
cells.
what I was gonna say was imagine being his children in like 10 years.
my
when
God.
that theory has like fully like been in the, I mean it's already in the media
You
now.
never wanted me. You just wanted
I-
my umbilical cord.
Dad, did you use me for stem cells?
He's like, now listen, kids. Listen, kids.
No, but I do need you when you give birth to my grandchildren to give me their umbilical
give me their
soon as
umbilical cord
As a side note,
I need
there
you
is
to
one
be
thing I
pregnant
need.
as soon as possible.
That's disgusting.
I don't know that I believe that fully. I
kind of do.
I'm gonna,
The conspiracy or
that is
the
such
conspiracy?
a great
I believe
storyline.
it.
I'm going with it.
I believe it.
Well, here's why. Because why wouldn't
like-
you have them sign NDAs and just pretend like it never existed? It's not like he has to give birth
no,
to the children.
this
Like,
is-
there's so many
But
better
this
ways.
is an unconfirmed thing.
Oh, it's not confirmed. No.
No, yeah.
This is a true conspiracy
Yeah.
theory.
Sure.
So-
where there's like good evidence, kind of. If you
Wait,
look
so
at
what
it
do you
the
mean
right way.
NDAs? Like that
Like
he
if
wouldn't
I-
have any connection to these
No,
children?
Like, I think, first of all, the fact that it's public is the number one realm. Like, there's no way. Because think about all the stuff that celebrities do that they're able to like
Hiding
sweep
in
under the
plain sight,
rug,
though.
right? Well, yeah, that's true. Maybe that's it. But I feel like if that was really your plan, like, why wouldn't you impregnate these women
Is
and
that
like
why that
sign
meme was
NDAs
going around?
and like make it like not a
Like,
big
hide
deal?
it.
Yeah,
meme?
hide it.
The
'Cause
one
you know
that's
they
like,
can.
this is what the population is going to look like in 200 years, and it's
It
all
is
Nick
all
Cannon's
Nick
face.
I don't
Cannon,
know,
yes.
and it's also
And
12.
that's why.
But 12 children, can you really hide that? Like
Elon's at like 10, by the way.
What?
Elon has,
X32, right?
Elon
Elon
has
has like
two.
10
No,
kids.
he
Oh
has
no.
one.
Bebo Johnson.
Elon Musk, Google it right now. How many kids
I
does he
thought
have?
he had two. I thought he
No.
had one daughter who.
He just had twins
How
with
many
the
children does
top
Elon Musk
executive
have? Left.
of Tesla. So he like had relations with
He's
his.
got a lot of kids.
Yes,
What?
he had
I'm going to
twins.
read off their names to you.
These nasty people.
I thought his first kid was that weird one where he tried to name her numbers.
No,
and
he
the
had
world
6
was like,
boys with
yeah.
a previous wife.
Okay, here's some of
I'm
Elon
sorry,
Musk's
what?
children.
Go ahead.
XAEA XII Musk.
That's the one that got changed.
Yeah, because you can't use those
Because you can't
characters.
do that.
Griffin, Kai, Vivian, Saxon, Damien, Nevada, and his newest child, I think. No, is this his oldest or his youngest?
Oldest, probably.
Exa Darkside Rael Musk.
That's only 7.
Well, that was what
that how many he has?
Wikipedia showed me.
I think one
Oh
of
my
his
gosh.
kids is transgender.
With the middle
And-
name Darkside?
I think so. I think that's the one that was
How
a big
many
thing
kids?
that
Dude, they look
she
like
was
him.
leaving.
That's so creepy. They truly look, which I get. That's how genetics work. I know.
Wait a minute. He was the father?
He fathered them, but they look like just like little carbon copies.
Yeah, but
Are
you
we
have
sure?
to-
Okay.
but
So
you
you
have
think
to
Elon Musk
realize-
is doing that
Test
too?
their stem cells.
Because his dad had
It looks
7
just like
kids.
your boss.
And Elon has
Classic
fathered
Grinch reference.
Elon has fathered 10 children.
Good for him.
10
Maybe he's doing it too.
kids.
You think he's got the stem cells?
Well, when
So
I
was that
remember 'cause-
always an option? You can like save your stem cells from your baby?
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
it's like the new
Yeah.
like health kick. Hey,
I'm
have
like-
a baby, take the stem cells.
I'm like, that's just like a thing. Like, oh, he's just doing it. That is crazy.
Yeah, I don't know. People are crazy.
And that he had a
Yeah.
kid with Grimes.
Who did?
Grimes,
Elon Musk.
Yeah, that was his second
Oh,
wife or something.
wow.
That was the one where it's
So
the weird
weird.
name.
That's
It's
the
like
weird name.
Grimes.
Dang my.
Well, yeah, Grimes is weird, but
That's
Wow.
crazy. That is actually insane to me.
10
I will
children
say-
with 3 women.
10
You think he did it?
children.
I mean, do you think that's really happening?
He
Like,
you
what would
think
the
it's like a
what's the alternative, right? I mean,
Do you think he actually has time to make those kids, or you think he's like, here's a turkey baster.
Yeah.
Let me know when they're here.
no, gosh, no.
It's right. It'd
He's
be
like-
a Tesla branded.
He's just like he's like I'm in a
baster.
meeting. Can I just send you like an Uber Eats or something and make it happen for me?
but wouldn't
Uber
I mean he'd
Eats
still have
with
to
this-
take time out of his day to like fill the turkey baster. So.
No, he has
during a
that in
meeting.
a freezer. He has
Okay.
a freezer.
He has someone do it. Someone does it for him.
the meeting.
He's typing. He's on phone. Oh God.
He's like,
This
hold on, I
is
gotta
taking a
step
dark
out for a
turn.
second.
Hold on.
Nick Cannon's doing the same thing too.
They're actually
Poor guy.
It's a
Wow.
plan.
What does lupus do to you?
That's a great
I don't know.
question.
I don't want
I
to.
think
I don't
it-
want to
I
answer.
think-
You were fully ready to answer.
No.
That was so
Doesn't
good.
doesn't it like attack your immune system?
I thought it.
Yeah, I think it
something.
is like an
Yeah.
immuno
Let me see.
compromised.
I know that one of the
Everyone- a
treatments
lot-
for
lots-
lupus is bee stings.
Lots of
Really?
celebrities have it. I think that Justin
treat
Bieber has
lupus.
lupus, right?
What's
too?
beast? Oh,
Like
beast.
actual bee
Jeez.
stings.
I don't go there.
Yeah, it's an inflammatory disease that
Beast.
is
I
caused
just
when
read
the
your
immune
mind
system
right now.
attacks
I
its
just
own
read your
tissues.
mind right now.
So it's like you're having joint pain, rashes, and you're tired all
Joint,
the time.
skin,
Oh,
kidney,
fun.
blood cells. I might have lupus.
So I remember in high school on WebMD, there was like a glitch where if you like put in like the most mild symptoms. It always came up with lupus.
Cancer.
Oh God.
So my friend would always come to school and she's like, oh yeah, I'm not feeling great. I WebMD'd it this morning. And I was like, really? What do you have? She goes, I have lupus again.
I got lupus again.
Yeah, it's a chronic inflammatory disease.
Isn't that House's thing? He's like, it's not lupus. House?
Yeah, I love that show, actually. It's a good show.
What does Lady Gaga have? Does she
take some time
lupus
off
too?
The Office to watch that one? Or
No, I watch The Office every night.
no, good call. Good call.
Wow. There's a lot going on. A lot going on in the world.
I love it.
Crazy
Donald
week.
Trump put in his bid for 2024.
And nobody's talking about it.
Are you serious?
I saw a couple of TikToks about it, and he's saying that people are speculating that whether or not he gets picked as the Republican candidate, he's still going to run.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Which could potentially be devastating to
it will split the vote
Republican.
for the Republicans.
That's right.
So
That's
annoying.
right.
Yeah.
Great if you're a
So
Democrat, though.
upsetting.
Tell you that. Tell you that much.
There's a video, and I think I sent it to you guys, and it came out on after the January 6th, attack on the Capitol. And it was Nancy Pelosi.
I'm sorry.
What was that?
I feel like that was.
Did you catch that?
Yeah, what was that?
Did you catch that?
Attack on the Capitol.
Attack on the Capitol. Like in air quotes. It felt like it was in air quotes.
It was just
insurrection.
granted, it was bad, but it was really just like a mob of people walking
Yeah, how was it
through.
compared to the last insurrection they had on the Capitol? Oh, wait, it's the only one they've had in the history of this country.
Downplaying the insurrection on January 9th, are you? Please don't.
Attack is a really intense word.
Okay. Well,
Wow.
what word would you use?
So this has been
don't
a great,
know.
you guys.
That's
Thank
a
you so
great-
much for being a part of this show. It is officially canceled.
Listen.
Have a great afternoon.
No, let her say her piece.
Go ahead.
It was
Attack.
a video.
Let's start off from
Okay,
attack
my bad.
on the Capitol.
Hey, we'll cut that,
And we'll cut
and 3, 2.
We're not
the very serious attack at the Capitol.
Yes. Yes, very
Incredible.
serious. Yes, very serious.
Go ahead.
It was a video of Nancy Pelosi and her team. Like her team kept on coming in to update her, and she pulls down her mask and she's talking about Donald Trump, and she goes, "I hope he comes because I want to punch him." And doesn't she say like in the
she's
throat?
great. She goes,
She's
I
like,
hope he comes. I'm going to punch him out.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
punch
she's
him
like,
out.
I'm going to punch him out, and I'll go to jail, and I'll be happy.
He wanted to
and
go.
I'm gonna get arrested. I'm
Yeah.
gonna go to jail, and
Yeah.
I hope he's so happy.
Yeah,
I hope he shows
He
up.
was trying to go to the Capitol, and
Hilarious.
Secret Service was like, "We
Yeah,
cannot
they
hear
wouldn't let
you."
him.
Secret
can't
Service is
go.
like, no.
But I found out the presidents can still technically go, but security. What is it? Secret Service.
Secret Service.
They'll tell
security.
you like it is very highly not
Well,
advised.
wasn't there like a whole thing from one of the security people who were like,
That was with
they
Pence.
got him in the car and
was
he was like,
Pence.
take me here. And they were like, nope,
Yeah.
we're not doing that.
But it's also risking all of their lives.
Yeah,
like,
totally.
they're like, no, we don't
Yeah,
want
'cause
We
to.
don't want to
the
drive you
ones-
there.
Yeah.
But he's put in his bid, and I saw this article, and this is how you know that the news facets nowadays don't ever have to do double checking.
No.
Because CNN
No.
puts on freaking
Yep.
bold face. Trump puts in his bid to be the first ever, president to run for 2 non-consecutive terms, which is
True.
not true. Grover Cleveland was president twice and
We have
non-consecutively.
a good,
Thank you.
And
good
CNN
person
literally
here.
and the
First
thing,
producer.
it's like people are gonna be like, man, he's gonna make history, and it's like, nah.
That's catered to
No.
specifically our generation who has not been alive.
And I read it, and I
Too
was
long.
like,
Is our generation
That's not
voting for Trump,
true.
though, you think?
oh,
I don't know. Are they?
Just think about it. Just think about it. Yes.
Okay, so let me ask you. I'm going to pose a question to you all.
Go ahead.
If you could have one of the perks of being the president,
okay. Oh, yes, let's hear it.
here's your big 3.
Oh, okay.
you have to-
I'm limited.
You are
Okay.
limited.
Damn.
Live in the White House, have Air Force One, or the Beast, which
What's
is
the
his
Beast?
big, beefy limousine
Oh, the
driver.
Beast is so cool.
Oh, freaking.
The Beast is pretty freaking baller.
So you guys want to go first? or-
I was gonna say Air Force One, but I hate flying. But I've never been on a jet like that, so I might love flying.
Oh, that's like a freaking big jet. You'd probably love. That's like as big as I think a house. Honestly, it's like a gigantic.
Okay, then Air Force One.
Yeah, it's like
The
it's
interior is
huge.
supposed to be like this
Air
gigantic
Force
mansion.
One because it can take me anywhere.
Yeah.
Annie?
I would probably choose Air Force One just because I know that the limo is not as big on the inside.
Limos are never.
It's pretty beefy, but it's a solid like 6 inches of bulletproofing.
Now let me remind you, you're living your day-to-day life normal. You're not the president, but you have this thing.
Then 1,000% still Air Force One.
Interesting.
It would be kind of nice to not have to drive.
Yeah.
But it also would be nice to have my own flight, like whenever I want it.
With a bed in there.
I mean, there's some obvious choices here. And that's obviously, they're thinking logistically of like being able to fly.
Oh, you want to live at the White House? You want to live
at the White House? That's not true.
You want the limousine?
That's not true. I want to live in the White House because
of all the history. Because of all the history.
Because, you know, my friend was just telling me that the one thing that I love about Disneyland is the architecture and the rich history of Disneyland.
That's the best part of Disneyland. It is none of the rides, none of the food.
Like, I could kind of lackluster the rest of them.
That is what I like about Disneyland. So you guys can all suck it.
That's true.
To clue you in, that's exactly what Annie said when we talked about Disneyland.
Do you know where the wall is, where they tested the different size bricks that Walt Disney then chose?
I don't.
Yeah, I do, because I love the rich history there.
We were just like casually talking about it at dinner, and we're talking about how the prices are going up.
Talking about how Disney is now a scam.
And I said, and Annie just like spouts off. Now. Annie just literally out of nowhere goes, you know what I love about Disneyland? Like just the rich history and the architecture. And I was like, I have never in my life heard anyone describe Disneyland in that way.
She loves it.
That's because you've never had culture friends.
Straight up.
John, hey, you're right about that.
I'm going to echo your answer and say I would also live in the White House.
Please.
Because
what about it?
I want a staff.
Right.
Yeah. I want
also the Wi-Fi.
Here's the thing,
because the Wi-Fi is probably flying in that.
The Wi-Fi. Oh my gosh, you probably get the best service.
I'll say it's like triple the size.
You get the bunker, the nuclear bunker. Whenever
I'd
be
chilling in the bunker.
I'd be chilling in the bunker all the time. You get a whole kitchen staff, right, to cook for you.
Practically, it makes sense. I know you're thinking you're gonna fly to Rome on a Tuesday, but you're not.
Yeah,
like you still gotta work you still gotta work. So you're not gonna like fly off to Italy every weekend because that's not reality.
Convenient because you could get married there.
Okay, you know what?
We could do the podcast in the Oval Office.
Whoa!
Now that would be
that'd be kind of hard.
Cool.
No corners.
Go ahead.
Oh,
but.
That's the whole thing. It's no.
We can build corners. We'll build corners.
No way, she said. No corners.
Why? Do you think the corners play a big part of this show?
Yeah, where would we put the lights?
We can still.
Damn, she's got a point.
No, she
the
doesn't
lights
have
go in the corners.
She doesn't have a point.
The lights look corner.
No, I'm
corner.
sorry.
Not a corner, but that's fine.
Insane.
Not a corner. Okay, those ones are just on stands,
which is what we could do for the whole thing.
Okay, hold on.
Then they would all be in the background. We'd look ridiculous.
That would be just ridiculous. Pass.
I think you know how
we look like idiots.
You know.
Okay,
I'm
trying to save your show from looking
going
like.
With option number 4. I want to be buried at a what do you call it, Mount
Everest.
I keep trying to say Mount Sinai. No, Mount Vernon. I want Mount Vernon. I want the summer home.
Gosh.
I want to sit under my own vine.
Do you
fig tree?
Everyone, I have to use the restroom.
Okay.
You really? You can't wait 5 minutes?
Bye, Cara.
I sure can't.
Bye, Cara.
Bye. I'll be back in 2.
No, you won't.
Yes, I will.
See you after the show.
You would rather get buried at Mount Vernon than Arlington Cemetery?
What?
This is also why
this is why I can't handle her, man. The rich history that she's always got to throw at me.
I also lived there, so I know.
Did you, Mount Vernon? You lived at Mount Vernon?
Yeah, I did, actually. Actually, no, at that place.
We should end the show without Cara.
We should.
That'd be funny.
That'd be really hilarious.
We should.
She's not going to be in there for 2 minutes. Let's be honest.
I don't know. Cara's a fast peer.
No, I don't think she doesn't have to pee. I'm going to be honest.
Hey, buddy, I don't think it's what you think it is.
I don't think that means what you think it means. Well,
you know what? Screw you guys. I love rich history and architecture.
The rich history.
And I'd like to think that girls
history.
We just pee.
A nice, refreshing blue moon. Like there's nothing. Look.
That's the other. That's the other rebrand you're doing that is not going well.
I love the Annie rebrand. I'm here for it.
It's not getting past us. I'll tell you that much. It's not getting past us.
I liked Blue Moon long before I ever knew you
right.
guys.
Yeah, right.
So good.
That's so funny. I like Blue Moon too.
Save me. Please, this is a cry for help.
This is okay.
Rescue me from
Now
this
it's getting a little far.
Wait, should we play out? Hey.
Wow, guys, I love our
Should I go ending?
conversations. What is this?
This is our ending. This is ending. To 2 more years.
A little rough.
What an anniversary that was.
Oh, that we're ending the 2 year without Cara.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
To 2 years.
This is what she gets for not being here. Though.
Wow.
Hey, cheers, guys.
On the couch as always, Annie the Skovmand. From the bathroom, Cara Tafolla. I'm Ryan.
I'm John.
And we'll see you next week on What the Pod.